So it's that time again. Welcome back. First of all, Saf here. Once again, Talk and Play Blurry Cast. Appreciate you for being here. You read the title. Another trending topics roundup. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this monthly or maybe like bi-weekly or something. But y'all be seeing I'm kind of inconsistent with episodes. Trying to get better with that. But we have some things to discuss. It looked like, from what I wrote down, most of this is like Nicki Minaj focused. Well, not most of it, but a large portion of it. Anyway, or either way, let's just break down or talk about real quick some of these big trending topic headlines of September. So let me get my theme music out of the way real quick, and then we jumping in. Let's go. So to kick things off, what do I have written down? A few things. Okay, so so the Fat Joe versus Ja Rule versus happened. I forgot when, but I did an episode on it. Y'all can run that back if y'all want to hear what I had to say. Basically, Ja Rule won. Nostalgia was great. Remy and Ashanti was looking good. Fat Joe and Ja Rule, they came out, had the showmanship going, gave us a little entertainment. Lil Mo came out, sung, made sure we still knew her voice was impeccable, as well as Vita came, rapped her famous verse. And Nelly was there. He came, did a performance. Jadakiss made another return to the versus stage. I covered everything. Like, it's over there. Well, the reason I'm writing this down, right, or the reason I'm bringing this up is because post verses, which I didn't get to put in my initial recap because I jumped on as soon as the shit was over and was ready to talk about it. See, this is why I be waiting sometimes, because you never know what could happen shortly after that directly ties in to whatever it is you're trying to do. Feelings could change, opinions can change, all kind of shit. So I tend to, let shit breathe. But with that, I was like, whatever, let's talk about it. I've been live tweeting it, whatever, let's go. Anyway, Ja Rule, well, not Ja Rule. Well, yeah, Ja, because he was a part of this shit, right? But let's dial back. Fat Joe, he was on stage saying some wild shit now. He was saying, said something along the lines of, I would find a video clip, but I'd rather not. I'm not that prepared, and on top of that, I could just paraphrase. He basically was saying the women over on Ja Rule's side was dusty, B words, and he had to find them in the crack houses and all kind of shit like that. Like he was being wild, mind you. The women that Ja Rule ended up bringing out, to support his set was, like I said, Lil Mo and Vita. I mean, y'all seen the blogs and the headlines. Lil Mo didn't take kind to it. Remy Ma tried to jump in on behalf of Fat Joseph and defend his choice of words. And he tweeted some apologies and stuff like that. But Lil Mo was like, nah, I need that apology, public, let the people know. X, Y, and Z. Now, Fat Joe apologized. He said he apologized to both of them face to face at the event. He tweeted about the apology before they even left the venue. He was apologetic. He knew he fucked up. Ja Rule called him on the fuck up on stage. Like, damn, why you saying that? But I don't know. New Yorkers got this weird thing where it's like, oh, friendly competition to them as like being really rude and disrespectful to the point where if I decide not to be okay with what you say, we can fight and it's gonna be merited because look at what the fuck you said. It's weird, but I guess that's New York for you and the energy. But yeah, that turned into this big old thing. Remy and Lil Mo went back and forth for like a couple hours or half a day or whatever. Shade Room jumped in, the other blogs jumped in, they was posting shit. It was just funny to me. Not funny, but I wanted to give my take on it just because this is a prime example of why, it's okay to just mind your business and stay to the side, because the only person that shouldn't have been in this situation was Remy. Like Fat Joe is the one making the rude comments and shit, and he said he apologized several times before Lil Mo even got on the internet and was like, I need another apology. Way more public than whatever the fuck he talking about. Way more specific, way more direct, because X, Y, and Z. Apparently Lil Mo, she took it hard. She still got triggers and stuff because she used to deal with addiction back in the day. And she just ain't like that shit, which is understandable. And people was like, oh, she taking it out of, portion. She blowing it out of proportion. Can't really tell nobody how to feel about something like that or anything really. Like, people just gonna feel how they want to feel. And if that's how they feel, who are you to tell them otherwise? Like, you just gotta kind of rock with whatever they feel like they telling you they feel. But yeah, Remy ain't really need to do all that. Joe was handling the apology himself. That's what Lil Mo wanted. She could have just stayed, been a spectator like Ja Rule and Ashanti, who, even though they gave, they quick little 2 cents or whatever, just in the sake or for the sake of unity and, in the vein of he ain't mean like that. His character, he gave you a hug and let's talk about this. I'm going to send you my phone number in case you don't got it no more so we can like squash this. Had nothing to do with Remy, honestly. I mean, she was there, but he ain't really had nothing to do with her. So I understood what Lil Mo was like. You could just kind of chill and mind your business because this ain't really got nothing to do with you. They also, discussed the possibility of Nelly trying to rekindle things. He was at the Versus running across the stage on some "Where's My Hug," type of energy. And, she gave him a hug, but then in this post-Versus breakdown on Fat Joe's Instagram that featured Ashanti and Ja Rule and Remy Ma also joining the live to discuss the verses that we just watched. She shut that shit down. So I don't know. Ashanti claims that she's in a relationship, and that is what it is. Sorry to Nelly. You gotta have to keep waiting, dog. But hopefully, Fat Joe and Lil Mo have squashed the issue, and apologies have been accepted, conversations have been had. Whatever. We don't want to see our legends out here beefing like that. We could just squash it. It's pretty simple to apologize, like in a real way, not with the if I offended anybody type of shit. But you said you was offended, and I really apologize because that was not my intent. There's a difference. Moving along, the VMAs happened. Did y'all watch? I did not. I did not. It's weird because I feel like the VMAs have decided, or most award shows for the most part, they've decided that social media is not only free promotion, but it's like the best promotion. So they focus on that, but then like they wait until like the day before to start telling you shit is about to happen. I don't know. I didn't find out about the VMAs until maybe like a few days prior. I'm scrolling Instagram. Doja Cat comes up on my feed talking about she hosting the VMAs. I'm like, oh shit, when is the VMAs happening? what, a couple of days from now, why I'm just not finding out about this, I'm probably not gonna be able to watch that. Not like I was gonna like set aside time to watch it, but at least if I knew about it earlier, I could have, been in some kind of situation where it'd have been okay to cut the TV on. I don't know, but promotion with those award shows it's iffy because if you're not following anybody that's gonna be there, or you're not following the actual organizers of the event, or if your Instagram feed is just not putting that shit into the algorithm because they only want to show you pictures and videos from shit that you double tap all day every day. I don't know, it's weird, this algorithm. But I don't know. I guess what else you gonna do because people not really watching TV like that. I don't know. I actually do know. I would not focus on TV, but more so YouTube or just some kind of live stream I could watch online or one of the streaming services or whatever. That's what everybody doing right now. Going to MTV on the TV, probably a waste of time. But either way, that's neither here nor there. I'm not on the VMA's strategy team or MTV marketing team, nothing like that. If y'all interested, you know what I'm saying, social media at BRIANSAPPH, Brian Saff. Y'all can find me. We'll talk. But other than that, I wrote it down because I thought Doja Cat's performance was good. I seen like a few clips of her like hosting. I feel like she did a good job. Maybe I'll figure out a way to watch all of the clips, or I don't know. This shit should have been on YouTube, but they just got the performances on there. It's weird, but whatever. I feel like she did a good job with her performance anyway. Normani's performance was good, as well as Chloe's performance, and I'm pretty sure that's the only performances I watched. Anybody else that performed that I wanted to watch, I probably just don't know that they have a performance. So I have to scour YouTube and see if anybody else performed that I actually want to see. But those 3 black girls did good. Shout out to the VMAs for still going strong and still being a talked about moment. Like, it was all over the fucking blogs and shit. Like, people was talking about the VMAs. It was just like, but did y'all watch it? Or did y'all wait till they uploaded the performances to YouTube and just rip the video and, put a cool little caption, whatever. I don't know. But speaking of appearances, I guess, this is where Nicki kind of takes over for the majority of the Roundup, because the vaccine tweets went crazy. Basically, the Barbs was like, hey, Queen, you've been very active on social media, you know what I'm saying? We're getting to see a lot more of Papa Bear. What do you say going to the Met Gala? You're gonna be there? What's good? Like, talk to us about it. What's your plans for the Met Gala? Because historically, I guess historically is a word. In the past, I like that better. In the past, Nicki has gone to the Met Gala, been one of the most talked about celebrities there, and also decided to share some kind of information or news about new music. So whenever the Met Gala comes around, the Barbs want to see whatever rich nigga fashion she's going to don, but they also want to catch like her little red carpet interviews. Not little in a disrespectful way. I'm saying little because they tend to be quite short, like less than a minute long. These people are like, hey, Nicki, what are you working on? And she's like, new music. Check my Instagram tomorrow for an update on that. I don't know. That's usually how it go. But this line of questioning from the Barbs prompted Nicki to share some interesting tweets about the vaccine and her personal experience with COVID and shit like that. Y'all know what happened. I'm pretty sure the tweets are still up because Nicki Minaj don't delete tweets at all. And it was a big story, so y'all should know what happened. My thing is, this is what I want to comment on, right? I feel like had Nicki just learned how to thread her tweets, like this wouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because her thing was they're taking my tweets out of context and, you know, using the wording and the whatever to spin a story. Meanwhile, this is a live conversation that's happening right now with my fans. So let me finish tweeting my thoughts before y'all take this shit and try to make it something that it's not. But then I was thinking, like, yeah, because the way you tweeting, like you're tweeting your thoughts and opinions or whatever, and then you're retweeting people who are responding to your tweets. So it's like this out of order bunch of tweets. It's like 2 tweets and then a bunch of replies of you reposting and replying, and then another original tweet. And it's just like, had she just threaded these so that when people go to grab her tweet, they could see like, oh damn, she tweeted more, or there's tweets prior to this that are probably gonna give context to what the fuck it is she's saying. I don't know. That's just me, but we know at this point Nicki Minaj is not the most savvy when it comes to social media. Every Instagram live, she asking somebody how to do something. Twitter, she know how to write and press tweet and repost. That's literally all she do. She like, she tweet, she repost. She might throw a video or a picture up or a link, but that is strictly promotional. It's nothing personal for the most part. And yeah, she be checking out after that. But I don't know, this was just an interesting conversation because I understand why people were like jumping on her about it. The way she was tweeting, it did kind of look as if she was speaking in a way that would misdirect or miseducate or misguide, you know, her 22 million followers, as Joyce Reed is the lady name, as the lady with the show was saying when she was giving her a spiel about being disappointed. But I'm just like, I get that part, but then at the same time, this is the same like conversation and way of thinking and speaking that most people have had to experience or express on some level at some point in time when dealing with the vaccine. Like, I get the whole testicle story about the auntie, brother, sister, nephew, cousin. That shit was funny. I get that. That was funny because it don't make sense. But at the same time, like, the vaccine is new. So who's to say that won't be a long-term effect down the line? I'm not saying that that's an excuse. I'm just saying, I mean, we doing the math, right? The vaccine ain't even been on the shelf a year yet. So, I mean, it's possible that that could be a thing, impotence down the line. Who knows? But this way of thinking, this way of speaking, like, this is not new. I get Nicki Minaj is a mega famous, mega rich celebrity. So she definitely, at least by way of finances, has money or has the means to have access to whatever information she want about the fucking vaccine and how it work or whatever. Getting on Instagram and Twitter talking about this shit as if this is a regular weirdo Facebook conversation between the elders in your family and their, you know, close old people friends. Like, I get why people was reacting the way they was reacting. But Nicki is also just a human being. Just because she's rich and famous and definitely has the access that she would need in order to get credible information about the vaccine, that does not mean she's not allowed to ask questions and share her own experiences and personal grievances with the virus and the vaccine, just like the rest of us do on a daily basis. Every time somebody decides they want to have another conversation about COVID-19 and the vaccines, and it's just the same shit that we've been talking about since the beginning of 2020. So I don't know. I get it. I get why people was acting the way they was acting. I get why Nicki was responding the way that she was responding. But the middle ground for me on that is she is allowed. Period. And then on the other side, they're allowed to feel away and be like, well, maybe you should just Google a little bit before you start talking about testicles and shit like that. Like, just look up some things. But then at the same time, like, nobody's a doctor. I ain't seen not one doctor tweet, retweet, make headlines trying to educate Nicki, nothing. Everybody who could have shared information with her regarding, important shit that you need to know about the vaccine and the virus and how everything worked, they didn't respond to my knowledge. So, I don't know. I mean, that's all blew over at this point, but I just found it like a little weird because it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I get it. She's saying some funny shit, but then at the same time, like, who ain't heard no dumb shit like this from a relative or a friend or a coworker or just somebody you passing in a grocery store talking about this shit or whatever? Like, this is pretty average conversation to be had about the vaccine. That don't excuse anything. If people feel like she's spreading misinformation or whatever, fine, because we're in this age now where everything is at our fingertips. So speaking like that is almost like sharing misinformation. But at the same time, it's like, who the fuck ain't talking like that? Like, at some point you done heard something dumb about what the vaccine gonna do to you, whether it's growing an extra leg, growing a third eye, your arm falling off, you being a zombie in 10 years. Like, people talking stupid about this shit. But it is what it is. The bigger story, or the more serious story, was what was going on with the lady that accused her husband of rape. I don't know if we're at a point still where you could be like, well, I don't believe her, or I do believe her, or whatever the case might be. Because if I'm not mistaken, he did time for this shit. But it wasn't like on some they found him guilty type of situation. It was more like he took a plea deal to pretty much get the shit over with or whatever. I don't know. But a lot of people felt like Nicki's like tirade and vaccine conspiracies were tied to the fact that this girl was about to go on the reel and speak on how Nicki's been taking part in bribing her and, threatening her and shit in order to get her to recant the story or whatever about her husband. I don't know. Only reason I'm talking about it is because it was a big headline, and the accusations the girl made about Nicki and Kenneth, the money and, oh, let me fly you out so you can meet me, and you turn the money down, so I'm gonna put it on your head and all sorts of shit like that. Like, I can't put any of that past the Nicki or Kenneth, from what I understand about both of them, or just anybody, period. Like, I don't want to single them out. I just can't put that past people. Like, you do some crazy shit or some aggressive shit or some protective shit when you like in love and you trying to protect something that you've built and or a loved one and or their importance to your life. Like, you do some crazy shit. Like, you do some stuff. You say some things when people try to cross you in a way that you don't like for them to cross you. I guess the only thing that was like making my wheels in my head turn, it was just like, okay, so he already served time for this. Like, the case is closed. It's not even like, oh, what's going on? I think the issue is she's talking about it still after he's already, quote unquote, repaid his debt to society, and the petties don't like that. That's what I'm getting from it. And if I'm being honest, I could understand that. Like, I don't know what the I don't know. I don't know what would be the goal for her to be like still talking about the actual situation that happened between her and Kenneth, because he already went to jail for it or accepted a plea deal or whatever the case might be. I don't think at this point anybody is like, oh, I mean, people are saying that she's lying or whatever, but I don't know. I just don't know. Like, if he already did the time or whatever, like, what is the conversation still happening for? I mean, unless she like trying to take like a victim advocate kind of role and be like, I don't want this to happen to other girls. But so she just be sharing her story or whatever. But going on the real, and I don't know. Well, that part was more so to talk about the tactics that the petties have been so-called using, quote unquote, because it's allegations. I can't confirm or deny. I don't know. Alleged. What they've allegedly been doing to her. Which, I mean, I guess, yeah, you telling your story because the court date is coming up and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know what she stands to gain by doing this, because it's not like the judge is going to be like, well, I saw what you said on the reel, so I'm going to just side with you. Like, I think I think the judge is going to look at the shit that's presented to them and then make a determination. So the press thing is weird. But if, the petties are doing that to this lady, I mean, that's kind of wild now, because this is Nicki Minaj. Like, I'm pretty sure she got the money to make somebody disappear, but it's like, you don't want that tied to your to your brand. You don't. Not that kind of street activity. But whatever, I don't know. This ain't really none of my business. I was just talking about it because I was like, well, what's the thing with the whole like press tour? Like, why is she ready to speak about it to all of these media outlets? Like, what is she sharing a story to like warn people, or is it like, I want to get this information out before something really bad happens to me and I can't get it out? I don't know, but interesting stuff. I guess I'll follow the court date and all the other shit, and when TMZ and the Shade Room and all them post all the details, I'll be reading and see, if things turned out good for one or the other, and doing my own research with Google and shit. I don't know. It was just interesting to me. The last story that kind of caught my attention, because I have other things written down, but I'm realizing now, like, this Jason Lee and Karen Civil thing that's kind of like still going on. R. Kelly was found guilty on like all the charges, but that was only in one case. He still got 4 other trials, or is it 3? He got like 3 or 4 other trials in 3 different states that he still have to deal with. So that's still kind of ongoing as well. But I just made mention of it. So yeah, we talked about it, in my opinion. But the last story, other than those 2 that I'm going to just say for another time, or I guess October, those shit should be wrapped up. I don't know. I'm thinking about turning this into a bi-weekly thing. Y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Whoever listening to this, my social medias, hit me up. Tell me if you think this should be like a bi-weekly shit or whatever the case might be. But I brought up R. Kelly also in this story because Drake got some backlash for the sample that he used on CLB. Now, I talked about this on my Certified Lover Boy like album review, but I did like a little bit more research, and I was just thinking about it, like, Cause the song is TSU. It's probably like I really fuck with that song, right? But I be trying to go out of my way not to support R. Kelly in any manner. This one is tricky to me, and I'm still honestly trying to figure out like how I like 100% feel about it. So don't hold me to none of this shit I'm about to say. But where I'm at with it now, like I understand it a little bit more because the sample itself, it's not even in the fucking record. Like it's in a like I guess song intro or like this kind of interlude where OG Ron is like shouting out a bunch of places in Houston and Louisiana and shit like that. And then like halfway through this like interlude, the instrumental for R. Kelly song starts playing, and that's it. There's no R. Kelly singing. He didn't help Drake write any of this music. It's literally just because that piece of the instrumental for the song is there, they had to pay him or, risk legal ramification. Not even probably by way of R. Kelly, but probably by way of the other people who also got sampled for that portion, which is like Timbaland and I believe I ain't even gonna say it because I don't even remember the other dude that got writing credit for that piece of R. Kelly sample. But I don't know, stuff like this is weird. I really hate how R. Kelly has tarnished his legacy in music to the point where I don't even want to support sampling this nigga or Aaliyah's catalog just finally hit streaming service, like the full catalog. Don't want to listen to any of that music because I know this nigga's gonna get royalties and shit from it. I don't know. I just wanted to say shame on this nigga. Shame on you, Robert. You've ruined your legacy. Niggas don't believe they can fly no more. Can't nobody step in the name of love no goddamn more. Moving the bodies like a snake. Can't fucking listen to that. Bitch, the remix to Ignition is cold and back in the goddamn kitchen. We can't listen to Aaliyah without thinking about your stupid ass. Like, you ruined this shit. But for some reason, you don't feel like you did nothing wrong. So, now you're going to be underneath the jail once all of these trials conclude, because have you seen the charges? We have underage girls, underage boys, and women all saying that you was forcing them to do sexual shit with one another, forcing them to do sexual shit with you. You had them moving across state lines. That's called trafficking and racketeering and shit. You had motherfuckers running into the crowd, recruiting people when you was posted up at the McDonald's and shit in Chicago. Like, it's a lot. And he's not making it out of this shit. And it just sucks really for us as fans of music, because whether you want to admit it or not, like R. Kelly has had a pretty significant impact on black music, especially in the R&B space. And we kind of have to take a moral compass to his whole situation and figure out just how we want to walk. Nobody is going to agree with you. Well, some people are going to agree with you. Some people are not, and that's just where we are. The nigga done left us divided as a people once again because he wanted to be nasty and flex his unlimited, well, supposedly unlimited amount of money. That's we finding out that's not real either. R. Kelly is probably broker than me, but I mean, yeah, the legacy is tarnished, and it just is what it is. I just want to bring that particular story up because Drake was receiving a lot of backlash for that. 40 had to come out, which is his producer, and explain and clarify the whole situation or whatever. And I appreciate that because Drake has a lot of fans, male, female, non-binary, who don't want to be associated with R. Kelly in any way. So, repping for the fans or respecting the fans enough to come out and be like, this is what happened. You know, if you feel away, you feel away. But this is like the actual particulars about the situation, make your own decisions. I could support that, or I could respect that. So, I don't know. But that's really all I had written down. Like I said, the Jason Lee and Karen civil thing is still ongoing. We got like 3 or 4 more trials to deal with R. Kelly, so I don't even want to waste time speaking about the man right now. Guilty of all charges as far as the first trial is concerned. When the next trial come, I do an update on that, and then maybe a deep dive into like what the fuck the real issue is and why motherfuckers are still continuing to defend this nigga. I don't know, but yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here. Hit me on the socials at BRIANSAPPH. Like I said, if y'all think I should do these like trending topic my reactions / responses to some of this shit, if you think I should do this more regularly, speaking specifically to a bi-weekly kind of situation, let me know. Y'all have the app for the social medias. Let me know how you feel.